Welcome to another edition of Saturday Night Satire. So, as you know, this is a little show that takes a piss out of the week's news, and of course, there's a bit of fun with Cards Against Humanity in a little bit about the news items. So that's going to be hilarious for you. So I've written down some of the stories there, but don't forget, all the humour is up here. So here we go. Summer bans social media about for under 16s to protect the children. Protect the children, that is. Yet, they couldn't protect the children when it came to the grooming gangs of a certain demographic. And it's amazing because people who claim that that's a racist thing about these grooming gangs, what is racist about the facts? Because when a white person does it, they are solitary predators. Yet, when it's somebody of a different ethnicity, of a certain religion, shall we say, it always tends to be in groups. So, like basically a paedophile ring. Yeah. So anyway, I've noticed that all of these social medias that he's gone banned under 16s from, which I understand, but I don't agree with the you got to put mugshots on there to prove that you are who you are. You got a profile picture for that. I mean, I know some people put pictures of their children as their profile picture, which I think is a bit weird and a bit dangerous, because you're basically asking for paedophiles to befriend you so they can get close to your kids, and who knows what they'll do when your back is turned. You just pop to the shops for minutes, for about, 10 minutes or something like that. Who knows what they've done in that 10 minutes by the time you come back to your little kid. It's horrible to think about. But anyway, they're going to be banning you under 16 from X, what used to be Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Yet, they're not going to ban kids from going on Blue Sky, which is a liberal left echo chamber, basically. So kids can go into that, and who are the most elitist paedophiles? Politicians. Yes, and they allow that to happen. But moving on from that, Makerfield, not Makersfield like I was going to say, Makerfield, somewhere in Manchester, little known place up until a couple of weeks ago, well, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, where there was a by-election in Makerfield near Manchester. And here's an interesting thing. The results read like a racehorse result, So you think it's like the Grand National. So in first we have the Labour Party, and then in second we have UK Reform, and in third, Restore Britain. That's basically how it sounds when you look at the first three. And the Liberal Democrats, no surprise here, under the leadership of Ed Davey, the Liberal Democrats came last. And the Green Party got 3 times the amount of votes than they did. So maybe voting Greens wasn't so crap after all. But I just feel sorry for anybody who was daft enough to vote for the Liberal Democrats, or as I call them, Liberal Democrats. I mean, some people might want to go one step closer and call them Liberal Demi-twats, but that's up to them. It's entirely up to you what you want to call them. I mean, apparently in the World Cup, the England supporters have been coming out with anti-Starmer slogans in the crowd, saying Keir Starmer is a wanker. I misheard it and I thought he was a banker. I thought, no, he's not. He's some sort of big time prosecuting solicitor of some sort, or was before he was Prime Minister. And so what else have we got here? Right, so going back about Burnham's victory. So Andy Burnham, who is Labour Party, he actually won, but now that he's won, Keir Starmer thinks he's in a pool where there's sharks swimming around him. And you know what they're chanting? Burnham, 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 Burnham. Of course, that was the Jaws theme tune that I was doing there. And of course, there's a deep fake video of Nigel Farage having a brawl outside a pub with the Bank of England governor, Andrew Bailey. Yeah, it's deep fake AI stuff. And here's what I'll say about it. Remember the first rule of Fight Club? Don't mention Fight Club. So, and there's another heat wave. We're experiencing that now. 30 degrees centigrade. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit for my American viewers, but you'll have to convert that from centigrade to Fahrenheit. I call it centigrade. I know it's called Celsius, but I remember when it used to be called centigrade, so I still call it centigrade. So yeah, so here we go. So it's 30 plus degrees centigrade, and could be as high as 34 degrees centigrade in the south of England. So obviously that's going to be like being in Spain with the heat, except you've got more moaning, because don't us Brits love to moan about the weather? I mean, if it's raining, oh, I'm not enjoying this, it's pissing it down. And if it's sunny, oh, it's too hot, it's too hot. So if it's not too hot for us, it's too cold for us. And oh, I'm freezing. I mean, it reminds me of that joke about 2 cows in the field. One of them says to the other, are you cold? He said, I'm freezing. So there we go. And unfortunately, there was a train crash where two trains collided with each other. I don't know whether it was like head on or whether they rear-ended each other. But I would imagine it's two head on like that, right? I mean, that's crazy how that happened. Sadly, one person's lost their life. So, yes, yeah, you can imagine I had to see the company there, Network Rail, probably issued, we do apologise about the inconvenience. Well, one thing we'll say about Network Rail, they've got smashing trains, haven't they? Quite literally. And of course, you can imagine what went on while the emergency services arrived. Somebody must have tweeted out to them, tweeted on X and on Facebook, posted about when are we going to get our refunds. So now onto the bizarre news. There was a 30-year-old man arrested for the attempted murder of a 3-year-old boy who ended up in a crocodile pen at a Cambridgeshire zoo. Well, there's always signs here, isn't there? Do not feed the animals, right? I mean, it's upset the crocodiles. They've complained that they don't want unsolicited snacks, and they were disappointed that this was a 3-year-old child instead of an adult human being. I mean, the last zookeeper that they had, well, he went to clear out them, and they told him, make it snappy. So they did. So what happened then, they just didn't bother. They thought, let's give him just give him a chance to get out of this, and we'll see if we've got no more bizarre news. So, right now, it's time for Cards Against Humanity. So if I just put the instructions in that. So I just put it down and it moved. Then you just hear that when you put something down now and it either falls or drops or rolls, and you got to put it back, and you put it back about 3 times and you go like that, and you actually push it, bloody get there. Oh, I get like that every time. So here we go, Cards Against Humanity. So here we go. Yes, well, first one is always about Keir Starmer. Why not? We love to have a dig at him, don't we? I agree with the football fans. He's a banker, changed the B to a W, and you got the word. So I think I got away with it the first time. So here we go. Totally at random. About the banning of under 16-year-olds, what is he hoping to protect the children from? It'd be funny if this is grooming gangs, but okay. A middle-aged man on roller skates. Yes, probably grooming the kids while he's wearing them. I think I'll go down the roller rink and pick up some kids. One in each hand. Right. Thank you. I can put you down again. So, in case you're wondering about the t-shirt today, let me just alter the image. There you go. And I'll be doing an impression of Family Guy in a little bit. So, now that Andy Burnham's won the by-election, what is first on his policy? He's obviously out to get Keir Starmer out from number 10. I'm assuming he does, the better. Tactical voting by the voters of Makerfield. And I thought to myself, yeah, tactical voting. I mean, didn't do that on the weakest link. But anyway, let's see what Andy Burnham is going to be putting it as a part of his policy. There we go. Vikings. Well, maybe he's saying Nordic. And you're thinking Nordic as in Norwegian? Or you're thinking, is that Northern for Nordic? Because they do say Nor for no, don't they? So, yeah. And I probably said this on an earlier show, but I'll say it again because it's quite a funny joke. What do you call a Norwegian bank robber? Hands up. I wonder if he's got a niece called Bumpsy Daisy. Hannah's niece, Bumpsy Daisy. So, and what is Rupert Lowe, the leader of Restore Britain, thinking of now that he came third in the Makerfield election? Mutually assured destruction. And we know where that is aimed at. Unfortunately, that's aimed at the Reform UK. I mean, personally, I think instead of splitting up the right, I think if the right got together, they'd outweigh the left and win. But you know, Rupert Lowe thinks he knows what he's doing. He's got the right last name, Lowe, because you've got to be low to try and undermine Nigel Farage, who I think is a pretty good politician, and he's Britain's equivalent to Donald Trump, as we call him, Mr. Marmite. He's because you either like Farage/Trump or you don't. If you don't like Trump or Farage, and that's entirely up to you. I mean, me personally, I think he's doing well with the Iranian situation. And if you saw last week's show with the Cards Against Humanity, I asked what was he thinking of doing next, and when I showed the card it said AIDS. What is he thinking about next? Showed the card, it said AIDS, and I thought of a brilliant acronym for that. Instead of what it normally stands for, I said anti-Iranian defense system. And I tell you what, I've got Google Gemini to review my performance on here, you know, this show, and I tell you something, it loved the fact I came up with a new meaning to the acronym of AIDS. Yeah, I remember when AIDS came about, because this was at the era where people thought that only gay people could get this, and it was referred to as the gay disease. Back in its early days, back in the early 80s, what would that be, about 1982, something like that, 82, 83. And it was Rock Hudson, the first celebrity to have died from AIDS. And nobody knew that he was gay. Yeah. So people thought that it was a gay disease, didn't they? And I remember the kids in the back row of the bus mentioned this last week, saying, seeing a placard, AIDS, don't die of ignorance. What's ignorance? I don't know, but I don't want to die of it. That was an actual true story. So I know some people originally cruelly called that back in the day. AIDS stood for ice injected death sentence, but luckily AIDS isn't such a killer anymore like it was back in the 80s and early 90s. So they've done very well with it. So going back to the Cards Against Humanity. What about that 30-year-old man who threw a 3-year-old child into the crocodile pen? Now that he's been arrested for it, what is he thinking about now? The Scouts. Yes, he's probably going to throw them to the crocodiles. Over being thrown to the lions, maybe that's what he's going to do. And of course, going back to the Makerfield decision, what did Ed Davey think about coming last? And what's he going to think about now? Emma Watson, well, I believe she was in the Harry Potter films, wasn't she? So he's probably clearing his throat going, Hermione. It's a bit like a Star Trek joke about Uhura. Did you say something, Captain? No, I was just clearing my throat. So let's go with the entertainment. There's a programme in the daytime here in the UK called Loose Women. It's on ITV. So what will the Loose Women panellists be talking about next week? A robust mongoloid. Wow. That's a bit politically incorrect, but you can probably make your own guesses who that could be. But I won't say it because I'm seeing this on YouTube and I don't want YouTube banning me for pointing at anybody in particular. But you can probably guess who that could be. Russell T Davies this week has announced that there is no Doctor Who special. Yes, we don't want a woke Christmas now, do we? So I'm glad he's out, because when he brought back Doctor Who back in 2005, he did a brilliant thing. But then, when Chris Chibnall took over after the Capaldi era with Jodie Whittaker, I feel that she could have been a good Doctor, but it was the writers to blame. Even Chris Chibnall, it was to blame for this, because that's where the rot began in Doctor Who. The lectures of SJW crap, you know, and all this typical agenda stuff that was being written into the stories. And I believe there's one episode where a man gave birth to a baby, and I thought, but that's not physically possible. Not with a biological man. So it's not possible. And I thought, yeah, on the left, especially the radicalised far left, they're more screwy than Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck put together. But there you go. Why you rascal, we wabbit. I'm a foot for you there. And of course, Zach Polanski has been quiet, the leader of the Green Party. What does he think of his disappointing losses at Makerfield? So hopefully you can see that. Just touching David Beckham's hair, wow. I can imagine it, yeah. Oh, hello. What we got there? Is that Brill Cream? No, I just haven't washed my hair in ages. Anyway, so Victoria won't let me use her shampoo. Yeah. You should use the same shampoo that Telly Savalas used to use. He used to use wash and go, didn't he? He doused as soon as wash and go. He washed his hair and it went. So, what is Nigel Farage thinking about? It's about coming second. Well, he didn't personally come second at Makerfield, but his party did. Vigilante justice, well, wouldn't be surprised. He's probably got Batman going to kick ass and kick out the immigrants. And you're going to have Batman going, you're some kind of joker. You're going back on your boat back to France. So, there we go. More about me, entertainment for you. Bradley Walsh presents the chase. What will one of the questions on the chase be about this week? Ecstasy. Wow. If you see him having a meltdown, then you know he's taking an ecstasy. I thought LSD was short handwriting for listed, just like David Lammy goes to a hospital, he goes to visit a hospital, and he says to the patient, the terminally ill patient, he says, so what are you having for dinner? Only for Angela Rayner to go, DNR, it's not short for dinner. It stands for do not resuscitate. Yeah, David Lammy, or as I call him, the laminator, because you've heard of a Terminator, and there is such thing as a laminator, isn't there? So this is Lammy-Nator, and you half expect him to be there. I'll be back. You know, that's how he is. But I said that's Arnold Schwarzenegger. I should have done it the way he does it. I'll be back. So there you go. And I just noticed how long the show's been going. Well, it's time to end the show, and I hope you've enjoyed today. I've done a few impressions along the way, and as I always say, I'll be back next Saturday. So have a good week.